I'm Congressman Ron Paul, a congressman from Texas. I've been in the Congress for 20 years. My goal has always been to promote the cause of liberty and to obey the Constitution. I plan to do that as president as well.
Congressman Paul, you're opposed to a system that requires employers to verify the immigration status of their workers. Why would you want to eliminate one more tool to help curb illegal immigration?
I don't like putting the burden on our businessmen to be the policeman. That means he has to be a policing activity. And I also resent the fact that illegals come into this country and they do have problems, but if a church helps them and feeds them, we don't blame the church, or at least we shouldn't in a free society. But I have a strong position on immigration. I don't think that we should give amnesty and they become voters. But I do think we should deal with our borders. But I do not believe in giving entitlements to illegal immigrants at all. And there should be no mandates on the states to make them do it. Is pay a lot less attention to the borders between Afghanistan and Iraq and Pakistan and bring our troops home and deal with the border. But why do we pay more attention to the borders overseas and less attention to the borders here at home? Countries that you put sanctions on, you are more likely to fight them. I say a policy of peace is free trade, stay out of their internal business, don't get involved in these wars, and just bring our troops home. We've been at war in Iran for a lot longer than '79. We started it in 1953 when we sent in a coup, installed the Shah, and the reaction, the blowback came in 1979. It's been going on and on because we just plain don't mind our own business. That's our problem.
Worst debt crisis ever in all of history, so I cannot see how we can get out of this with increasing the debt around the world. Everybody talks about the debt crisis in Europe. We have a debt crisis here. That's why we have to cut back, but nobody has proposed any cuts. And I don't know how in the world you can get out of a problem of too much spending and too big a government by not cutting anything. So I'm amazed that this is a unique idea that we ought to cut. There's been a lot of talk in Washington. He's only talking about nibbling away at the proposed increases over the next 10 years, and most people see through that. Certainly the markets see through this. It doesn't restore confidence. So I'm saying in order to get back to growth again, you have to get rid of all the mistakes, all the malinvestment, all of the debt, and you can't keep dumping the debt on the people, whether it's through Treasury or through whether it's the Federal Reserve. And now I'm sure we're prepared to help bail out Greece and the European banks, just as we did in '08. Well, that's based on the assumption that government spending is always a plus. Sometimes government spending is actually a negative. What if we didn't have the spending on Sarbanes-Oxley and Dodd-Frank? What would that do? That would certainly help. And actually, the program that I've designed, I reduce the number of people who are getting employed, that are employed by the government through attrition. It's not like putting them out, but we have to change the course. We can't always expand the government. Every time we get into problems, we think we need another regulatory agency. Sarbanes-Oxley didn't help us, and Dodd-Frank isn't helping. So why should we argue the case that the government needs to spend more money? But the programs that I've designed, I don't touch Social Security or medical care. And what we do is we cut the bill. What 9 does is he compromises in the worst way. He gives you a sales tax and a flat tax, and opens up the door to a value-added tax. I think it's very, very dangerous. And the way I see it, I don't think that it's going to tax those who have bigger incomes. It's going to tax. It's a regressive tax. The people who are going to get a 9% sales tax and they don't even have jobs right now. So I think because it's so regressive, that's going to, if we ever came close to it, it'd be very, very unpopular. And matter of fact, I think the more people know about it, the more questions will be asked. What does he believe in? I mean, if he believes in a value-added tax and a sales tax and flat tax and all these things. That to me is
Restore America now.
I'm Ron Paul, and I approve this message.